committed to it. But you got to figure, I'm going to conservatively say that probably 90% of the people that stream, maybe far more, maybe it's closer to probably 99, but they don't do it full time. They do it because they're like, okay.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem, man. I'm happy to be here. Like I said, pleasure's all mine, man. Like this was so super fun. I think you guys do a great job of like asking some great questions that just really feel personal. They're not like scratch the surface shit. You know, it's like, hey, I know about you and I know these cool things that you did, and like that's powerful, man. That is so key to any good conversation, I think. So, man, like, y'all, this is gonna be crazy. That's why I told these guys, I'm like, make sure to follow and make sure to subscribe on YouTube, because you are not gonna want to miss the stories that come from all of these very, very good questions. Left some under here for me too, you know.
Oh shit! Okay.
That make you smart. What the hell? Wow, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can see like creator debates and all of this stuff too. Like, you know, something happens with a patch and you have like, oh, hey, I told you wait till after the show. All right. Wait till like drug testing, like the what do you mean? Like actual legit performance enhancing drug? Diablo 2. It's very hard to buy your items and climb the ladder. But what really matters is how much are you pushing, grinding, how good are you, how skilled are you at clearing the pit.
Check out our winnings as well. Some people have won like $500,000.
That's crazy.
Let's look at your obstacles.
Gosh, women are such good archaeologists, just finding out everything, digging up the past.
You don't know that. That's so weird, right? Like, you'd think you can just add tiers to people. Maybe you can't.
Weird. Well, look, your VIP status in our mind.
In our hearts, yeah. You're definitely VIP, man. Thank you so much.
VIP.
All right.
Special VIP room that we cut to, right? With, you know, all of these absolute legends.
I should have all the stuff, like, you know, the top like person and their name like is all over the stream and stuff. I'm just getting to it, you know. There's so much that you can do. But all right,
there is, man. There's so much.
Well, actually, we're like a bit further than the middle. Actually, we're near the end. We've just got some controversial stuff, maybe like 3 mental health and burnout. Then we've got just like your final legacy and impact. We've got some rapid fire fun, which should only take a little bit. Then we'll do our mini game, and then we'll do the tarots. So, where was it?
Ready.
Well, everybody in Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and X, if you are enjoying this conversation or gaining value from it, smash that follow button. Please drop a sub if you're feeling generous. Share this podcast with your ARPG crew. Helps us keep bringing on legends like Coooley. We want to interview all of the pro gamers on the planet in this format. Let us know who you'd like to see on here next. I reckon we can make it happen. And honestly, we're setting up a way for the subs of TCM to meet their favorite streamers. So it might be like in this format, or like we'll set it up. So we'll spin a wheel, and basically, if it hits your name and you're supporting somebody, let's say you subscribe to TCM with the Woodojo link today for the gold PC, if it lands on your name, we will organize like a hour or half an hour, whatever you want, session to speak to Woodojo. We will do that for you. All right? So we basically want to bring
huge
value to our members in many ways. You know, we want people to tell us, what tools do you want us to build, and we will build them. Who do you want to meet, and we will organize it. What are you like trying to really do with your hobby? Yeah, how can we help? So, okay.
Hell yeah, man.
All right. So Lilith is looking at me funny. I think she has a question for you.
Oh yeah, last time she did.
What do you think about females in gaming?
Well, that depends. Are you going to be doing some gaming with me, baby? No, in all seriousness, dude, I think it's cool, man. I think there should be more. Like, I think it's probably tough for some females, but I say they have a leg up over males already, because like, just imagine, all right? Now this is what I say. Just imagine if I was as good of a DFC host and I was as well endowed as our friend Lilith over here, you know? Like, it's just imagine how friggin' insane that show would be. But to go further than that, it also is, to go more than just skin deep. It's women in gaming represent such currently like a small percentage of the gaming population. And when you think about it from an audience standpoint as well, it's harder for, I think, just me guessing, it's probably harder for just any random woman to just relate to a dude that's playing games and having fun in his way, as much as it would be a lot easier for them to, oh my gosh, I see a fellow woman jamming, slamming, Alabama, like, having fun on this game. This looks amazing. And holy cow, like, she's interacting with people in chat. This looks really fun. It's easier to relate to that. And the more women we have in gaming, the better it is for everybody, because that is, from strictly like a business standpoint, like very underrepresented piece, like with most of us having 98+% of our audience being male. If there was more women that, felt that it was okay to express themselves, or felt that, felt more comfortable expressing themselves in games than, in the gaming world, then I think it's just better for everybody. There's more fun to be had all around, like more viewership, like and a broader community.
Awesome. All right. So, do you think some of the top builds, speed clears, and like ladder ranks, let's say in D4, even PoE, D2, are silently boosted by RMT behind the scenes?
I mean, it depends. There's so many games to consider, and it like, there's a lot to unpack there, and it kind of depends on like how much power you can buy, and how much that actually affects the game. So like, let's look at Diablo 2, for example, right? One that I can speak pretty clearly on. There is RMT that goes on in the game, but how much does it actually help, right? That again all depends. If we're talking about melee duels, right, where melee duels in PvP, they're basically someone builds their character. It's practically all about your build, your item choice, and the power of your items. You click and hold on your opponent. You roll the digital dice and you hope to come out on top. If there ever was an argument in Diablo 2 for being pay to win, I think melee dueling probably fits the cake for it, right? Like it's probably the best example of it in Diablo 2. But it's not the only way to play Diablo 2, and it's certainly not the way that's ranked, right? Like, it's not a ladder race. It's not, it's just an end-game activity that the outside community balances and takes care of. Like, so it's kind of interesting. But as far as like things that are ranked in the game, Diablo 2, it's very hard to buy your items and climb the ladder. Like, if all you're focused on is like, okay, let me buy items, and that's going to make me that's going to put me at a big advantage to people on the ladder, you couldn't be more wrong. Like, you don't need perfect gear, to climb a ladder quickly. You need strategy. You need to become a degenerate and sacrifice sleeping, waking hours, essentially devoting them, all of them, towards degenerately climbing the ladder and no lifing the game. That's what's going to actually give you like the best performance on the ladder. Will having better items help? Sure. But the biggest component of it is how much time you're sinking into the game. I think that's a healthy balance. So like, for example, the necro that beat me last season or this season when I was playing necro and climbing the ladder, the necro that beat me was practically all solo self-found with like trash gear. Not, it wasn't, he probably, I can't say that he was solo self-found. He might have JSP'd some stuff or traded for some stuff, but like he told me his gear after, and it was so bad. Like my gear was so much better, and like my community was giving me all, you know, basically giving me gear, and which is even better than buying it, right? Like people just give it to you. And I had like some pretty decked out stuff, and his character just wasn't even on my level. Mine would like 1-to-1 ratio. Mine was just way better than his. Like my gear was better. The one factor as to why he beat both Llama and I, you can go look at his chart of waking hours that he was playing. This dude slept for like 2 or maybe 3 hours a day until he was done. And it's like, well, it's hard to compete with that. Like, you know, it doesn't matter how good my gear is. Like my items were clearly better than his. He just wanted it more. So like, as far as Diablo 2 is concerned, can you do some RMT and buy better items? Yes. Will it necessarily mean that you're going to beat everybody on the ladder and that you're going to have a very significant advantage? Definitely not. The same could be said about PvP. You could have perfect gear, but if you suck and you are just not on par with your skill level, you will get trashed by people with basic gear. It's just D2 is such a well-balanced game with regard to like, yes, RMT does take place in it, but there's very few, very limited areas where it actually does give you a noticeable advantage. The only one I can think of is melee dueling.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so like that aside, if you look at Diablo 4, I think some of the same things could be said. You actually don't really need perfect gear to be able to rank up quickly, reach the highest level, reach Paragon 300. Like you don't really need perfect gear, but along the way you might just find it, right? Like you might just find it on your own. Will people pay for items and, you know, pay for gold and give themselves an advantage? Sure. But what really matters is how much are you pushing, grinding? How good are you? How skilled are you at clearing the pit? Like, you know, and all of this. Now I can't necessarily speak so much about PvP because I haven't played it in a few seasons in D4. However, when I did, you didn't need perfect gear. You just needed the skill. You needed to know how to run your character, and you needed to know what type of gear to run, right? So like, I also think D4 is probably in a pretty healthy spot with that, but also there's an X factor there. You can't trade all your gear. Like you have to upgrade it and roll the dice and, you know, get gold. You could get super lucky and, you know, you just hit all of the affixes that you want on the upgrades and you don't need any more gold. Like, you know, but instead it's the X factor. You can't trade perfect gear.
True.
So,
That's a nice mix. I never even really thought about that. Even if you buy what you think could be the best weapon in D4, you might temper it wrong, and then you've just spent all your money on nothing essentially. Yeah, that's interesting.
brick it on
isn't
the
it?
tempers. Like it, you know, it's you can't trade the perfectly rolled, perfectly
Yeah.
upped gear, which I think is a mistake. I think you
Funny.
should be able to, but
Yeah.
like, you know,
Okay.
and here's the thing. Even if you could, I don't necessarily think that the way that D4 is currently designed, that having 100% perfect gear is going to give you a huge advantage in very, very niche cases. Like in the last season with Diablo 4, there was a very specific build with the, what was it? Was it the Spiritborn? Was it the Sorceress? I forget, but there was a certain like a certain thing that you got on your tempering. I think it was like some sort of health regen or something. I forget what the stat was now, but like you had basically, you needed to roll perfectly like on all of your tempers and like hit one of the upgrades or whatnot. Otherwise it just, your build didn't work. So like, sure, I guess in that sense it might give you an advantage, but again, goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Perhaps if you just design the game differently there and like, you know, fixed that small piece, like then we wouldn't even be talking about it. But all in all, I think the way that it's built is even if you could trade the gear, you still wouldn't really need perfect gear. It all comes down to how much are you going to degen this? How good are you going to get at moving through the dungeons, mastering your skill? Anybody that sits back and says, Like, you know, this person spent money in D4 and therefore, you know, they're better than me and they can clear the pit faster. And, you know, Elon Musk bought perfect items, so therefore, you know, that's the
But
only
he still
reason I
couldn't play,
can't
right?
beat Elon Musk. Like, yeah, he's not bad in D4 allegedly, unless it was somebody else playing for him, which it might have been, you know, who knows. But like it comes down to how much you're grinding. Like, you can find this stuff pretty easily, and even when you do, there's no time limit. You can just go clear the pit whenever you're ready, like, you know, and still beat his time. Like,
Did you watch him
comes
play
down to how good you are.
PoE?
Yeah, I did. Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
or
I can't
PoE.
imagine.
Yeah, I watched both. Yep.
Yeah, but I can't imagine based on the PoE gameplay that he's not similar in D4, because it was the fundamental ARPG mechanics that he was clearly showing to not understand, like just simple moving and picking things up, like dropping it from your inventory. Like it was all D4 like transferable skills, you know. There's no way um like I would imagine the same performance in D4, man, based on those videos that I saw
Well,
personally. And
to
the
be fair, to
yeah.
be fair, D4 is a lot easier of a game than PoE 2. Like,
Yeah.
you have 4 buttons to mash and you just mash them for a lot of builds, like, and especially with the build he was running. Like, you could just mash them and probably look like you're doing okay. Like,
Yeah,
in
I
the build
love
that he
Elon
was
Musk,
running.
so I don't want to like say anything negative, but come on, man, you gotta understand like gamers know what they're seeing. You know,
For sure.
we don't want to feel like tricked and trolled, and to made feel lesser. Like for it to say, yeah, for my AI that I worked on to say like Elon Musk is the best, and that's the test that Rax put in. You know, like it's it's affecting other people in strange ways. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
we don't really like that, but whatever. Like it's kind of funny. Um, I'm kind of glad it happened because I actually find it hilarious. You know, it's so funny. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
I think that my stance on it is I think Elon. It's not conclusive that Elon wasn't playing Diablo 4.
I'm
It
sure
is
he was
very
playing.
conclusive. It was very conclusive evidence that he was not playing PoE 2.
Yeah,
That's what I'll
yeah.
say. I just think
Okay, you're
I think
right.
that
There's
the argument set around it was it's a bad leap of logic, and you know we'll go back to the law school stuff. It's a bad leap of logic to say that someone you know, someone cheated here, so they also cheated here. They must have also cheated here.
true.
That's a bad leap of logic.
I think that is what you're saying makes sense. Like there is no evidence of it, but at the same time, there is some logic around how much time you're saying. Like you know, you got to be full DJ and you got to spend so much time in the game. Does he have that much time? And then you've got the transferable skills, and you know, just a couple of these other things. I think like in the courtroom, you can't definitively say yes, that's what happened. There is no evidence for it, but like you know, if there's a wet ground and you ask me where it came from and there's a little kid running around with a water gun and it hasn't been raining, I'm going to tell you it's probably that little kid, even though I haven't seen him actually shoot the ground. You know, like,
Well, here's evidence to support
yeah.
that Elon Musk might have actually been playing D4 is that
Okay.
we as ARPG fans saw him on Rob's stream multiple times playing the game with
Playing.
Rob in Discord, and we saw him when he started up and he was very bad. He had no idea like how to run any build. And as he came on again, he had a better understanding, and
Okay.
it seemed as though he had a better grasp of the game and like what to do, more understanding of the abilities. He was talking with Rob about those abilities, about the build. So as much as we could say, well, he cheated here and that's evidence to support that he cheated there, we could also say, well, we saw him play here and that's evidence to say that he also played there.
True.
Like,
And I
you
know
know,
that
so
he
it's
loves the game as well. Like even the ex Diablo 4 group, he basically owns it and monitors it a lot. I know that like we work with Goblin, and Goblin also said that he plays directly with Elon and he's a very down to earth and cool guy. I have no doubt about that he loves the game and plays it often. Whether or not he's the only one playing that account, that's for me the more debatable part, like actually getting it to the highest
perhaps, yeah.
tier, you know. But
Yeah.
I have no doubt that he plays it, you know. So, but it's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. On it personally, I have nothing against it. The only reason it blew up is because it's Elon Musk. Like, let's be real.
Right,
Anything
exactly.
related to him
Exactly.
blows up. He was literally I don't know, man. Kill me for saying this. He was almost the president a month ago. Do you know what I mean?
dude, I'm telling you, man. Like you're right. It's just because it's Elon Musk and people
Yeah.
are trying to hate. I'm just happy that he's playing Diablo games,
Yeah,
and
why
it's
not?
just like, to me, I'm just like, I don't give a shit, dude. Yeah, you paid someone else to, like, okay, I mean, that's cool, and now people are gonna know that. But it's just like, thanks for playing Diablo with us, man. Like,
Yeah, he helped the
thanks for
game
being in
grow
the
as well.
community. Like, that's really cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
because
how I
there's
see it.
people that probably never even thought of Diablo until they heard Elon Musk is playing a video game. What's that called? Diablo 4. Oh,
Right.
okay. I'm gonna go try that. And dude, I would play with
Exactly.
him any chance I get. I don't care what the
Same
hell
here,
is
man.
going on in the background.
I'm gonna
You
try
know?
to get him into Diablo 2. We need to get him into
Yeah.
some dueling. Be like, all right, now look, you can buy all your items, but unfortunately, you still have to get good. All right, so we got to spend some time. We
Oh,
got to kick some
dude.
ass here.
I'm gonna ask Goblin to ask him. I don't know who else. Like, do you speak to him directly ever? I want to see if like
No,
you
not at
really
all.
want to be.
Dude,
Huh? Yeah. Okay.
dude, that I would love to. Like, I've actually dreamt about making a video where Elon Musk plays Diablo 2. Like, I think it would have to come from a genuine spot where he's like, all right, I kind of do want to play D2, and and then be like,
Yeah.
all right, can you pay to win in Diablo 2? Like, Elon Musk bought all of the most perfect gear. This was his character. Like, that story
And then
would
you
be so
fight him.
fucking epic. And then just
That's so
like
funny.
he would get like spoiler alert, he would get shit stomped by like we'll give my boy Toshank like the most basic gear. He will shit stomp him. Like it's just he's
$1
too
million
good.
character.
Yeah, exactly. $1 million character versus like noob, or whatnot.
And then
I
sell
think
all
that'd
the
be,
items on TCM for relics.
dude. I would die for the opportunity to make that video with
Dude,
Elon Musk. I think that'd be
honestly,
great.
I'm gonna try my best to basically be like to Elon, look, if you want to truly be the best D4 player, you gotta come to Ultimate Diablo Championship and you gotta PvP out these people, man.
That's right, dude. That's
Just
right.
any
Just
character
tell him
you
to hit me
want.
up. I'll gladly shoot the breeze with him. And just like I'll even give him tips. I'll teach him everything I know.
Let's
And be
just
like, all
let's
right,
just
man,
go
I'm
from
gonna
different
put you
directions.
against like the craziest player.
Yeah, you, me, Goblin, like everyone would just be like, Elon, you gotta do this PvP stuff. PvP, we'll do it in D2, we'll do it in D4. I reckon we have a chance.
Dude,
I'm
I think we
really,
might, man.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, that'd be
dude, my
great, dude.
parents used to tell me like, you need to meet Elon, just because I've never really had any idols or anything in my life. But man, I'm just the type of person that's like, I want to build robots, I want to do AI, I want to do like fucking all the heavy tech stuff. So I just really like what Elon's doing. I've seen his whole biography and everything. He's actually a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
interesting guy. All right.
I agree.
Hmm. What all right, how about like a general competitive gaming question, not so much ARPGs. What do you think
All right.
like people are winning $1 million here and there, let's say League of Legends, right? You reckon some people like they should start drug testing them?
Like drug testing, like what do you mean? Like actual legit
Well, if you're
performance
gonna
enhancing drug?
yeah, like if you're gonna test like, let's say there's a sport and the prize money is like 100K because gaming is so big now. uh,
Yeah.
Fortnite, right, made like more money than all of HBO combined in like a year, right? Crap like this. So some of the prizes in game tournaments are like massive compared to sports, and yet in the sport there's like rigorous drug testing, but in the games there aren't. So you could definitely take some type of like performance enhancing drug to like, aim better, shoot better, stay awake better, all of that crap,
Oh yeah,
and
the
win the $1
Addies
million.
taking the Addies.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting question, man. And speaking about aim and everything, did you know that in archery they actually they banned consumption of alcohol during archery, not because of the obvious reason that you would think that people would get drunk and shoot each other, but because it was considered a performance enhancing drug.
Dude, that's so funny because I play a lot of like snooker and pool, and I find like after a couple glasses of whiskey, I just think like, what, I'm so good at this game. I'm just gonna get everything in first try, and it starts to fucking happen. Like,
Yeah, dude, you know why? Especially with like games of dexterity where like,
yeah,
if you flinch, like, it's gonna
yeah,
make the difference. Like alcohol calms your nerves. So like, your body is more fluid. Like when in the presence of alcohol, your nerves are chilled out. So like they in archery they call it a performance enhancing drug.
That's crazy. Yeah, like
Oh my god!
even
Listen to
when
this guy in the chat, fucking Sync to D2. He says, "Given Cooley's DFC record, I don't think he knows anything about PEDs." Listen to this
come
guy.
on.
I'll see you in the DFC, Synced, whoever you are out there.
Synced, are you saying you know everything about them?
No. He's saying I suck, is what he's saying.
No,
He's
but
a
I'm saying
fancy-
like he's on them. He's winning the DFC under some other account name all the time. He's just like pumping down these PEDs.
Oh, dude, like it was so funny. Like I've heard so many jokes about like Diablo 2 players like just getting in the zone for PvP tournaments and taking addies and just like staying just on point, focused. And it's just
Dude, like Wudige, for
Yeah.
example, right? I don't know what he does, but like when a new season for D4 comes out, for us, Wudige is like the Formula One car, man. You know, like for us, he's like the F1. So every season we're like, we gotta have Wudige because he's gonna come first. We just believe so much in him, and he'll stay up for like 40 hours straight. And I'm just like, what the hell, dude? Like, what is this guy? Like, how is he born with this genes of just being able to do this? You know, because
degenerate gene.
40 hours, man. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
so funny. Alcohol is a funny one. Even bowling, like every time we're bowling, right? People like to drink. By the way, guys, never walk onto the bowling lanes. I figured this out the hard way, where there's
Oh, yeah.
oil on the lanes, and I
Oh,
almost
yeah,
did a
it's bad.
backflip walking onto it. That could
Dude,
have ended
so
up
bad, man.
very badly because you can hit the back of your head. So I'm lucky. Everybody was cracking
Yep.
up. I was embarrassed, but it's so funny, right? Never walk onto the bowling lanes, especially if
Take your
you're
kids
drunk.
bowling. There's less of a distance to fall when they figure that lesson out.
I was going to get a ball, right? It got stuck. I'm like, oh, I'll go get it. First step into it, boom, flying in the air. All right. What community that pretends to be welcoming, but actually gatekeeps hard?
Dude, I don't know. In Diablo 2,
Yeah.
it used to be in LOD. It used to be the low level dueling community. Like it used to be
Right.
pretty welcoming, but there used to be a couple of people in it that were just shitheads, and like it was crazy. But like as far as institutional gatekeeping, there's probably I would say nothing to do with Diablo 2, but like different speedrunning communities can be. Like it all depends on the type of community, like and in what game you're playing. But dude, I used to speedrun Ocarina of Time, like before I started, making content and all of this stuff, and I used to have a lot of fun with it. And I used to get so pissed because I was playing on the English version of Nintendo 64, right? Like I was playing on the original, like the one that I still had in my basement, like,
Yep.
and there was a glitch that was banned on the leaderboards, and it used to piss me off. It was called the crooked cartridge glitch, and I would, all pun intended, get tilted that they wouldn't allow it. Like, it was, you basically lift the left side of your cartridge and it will cause your character, like if you do it just enough, like it will cause your character to kind of like freak out and avoid collision detection for like a little bit, and you could like phase through Mido and like, completely skip him. And I'm like, this should be allowed. I'm not playing on an emulator. I'm playing on the N64. I can do this. Like, this is any percent, right? I can do this. And then it really pissed me off when like the world record now is basically all like ace and stale reference manipulation glitches that some of which can't even be done on the N64. I'm like, wow. Fuck you. Like, this is, and you're not going to allow this. You're not going to allow a crooked cartridge glitch. Like,
that's so
assholes.
funny though.
Yeah.
I wonder why that, like you lift the cartridge up a little bit and it just starts like messing with the game data in that way. That's so weird. You'd imagine it would just
It'll
turn the
crash
game
it
off.
if you keep it up too. Yeah, it'll crash it if you keep it up
Okay.
for too long, and it can actually like ruin your game. But like,
Right.
so what you do is it's just like you lift up like the left side of the cartridge a tiny bit, and like you'll see Link, like he'll start scattering in a circle, and like his collision detection is gone. And if you leave it there, it will crash the game. But like if you do it for like a second or two, like he'll scatter all over the screen, and then like you still have control of him, and you can like force him through Mido, who's like the guy that's guarding you from leaving the
So
forest,
funny.
and you can like phase through the NPC and then like put the cartridge down again really quick, and then like it, the game collects itself. You hear like weird sounds, but then like
Yeah.
you're back in control of Link, and it's like back to normal.
Like an
And I used to
extra-
do that. Like I wouldn't do the Mido skip the way that other people would do. I would just lift the left side of the cartridge and like phase through Mido, and I'm like, yeah, fuck this guy, man.
extra
And I was still
button
doing
on the
like
controller.
tower Hess and shit. I was still doing insanely difficult glitches, like insanely difficult tricks, frame perfect tower Hesses, Ganondorf, like all of these crazy glitches. But no crooked card. I was like, dude, fuck this,
Yeah,
man.
some
Like, y'all
some
are so
glitches just
inconsistent.
straight up make the game funner. Like I remember in Overwatch, I don't know if you've played that, but like Lucio, I used to play a lot of Lucio, and I had a mouse where you can let the scroll wheel kind of free flow, and you would free
Yep.
flow the scroll wheel and bind it to jump, and you could just like full skate around, and your middle finger's going like back and forth. So you actually felt like a real DJ. You're like going back and forth, jumping around, and then they patched it, and now you're just spamming
Oh.
spacebar, and it's like, wait a minute. So I used to feel like a DJ, literally like rolling the bloody wheel on my mouse as I'm playing the character, just like playing, and it wasn't even the best healer at the time. And now you've patched it out, so I'm just spamming my spacebar. Like you just killed this character because before they had something really special that was never really in a game before. Like you felt like a DJ a bit playing that character, and apparently it's a glitch. I don't know, man. Some stuff
Yeah,
just
it's crazy.
yeah. Okay.
I get you.
How many of your favorite streamers would still stream if they couldn't monetize, or do you know any that would like, just quit instantly?
I'm sure there's some people that would, like, especially like if you make it all about like, streaming, and that is your career. I'm sure that would really rock people who have committed to it. But you got to figure, I'm going to conservatively say that probably 90% of the people that stream, maybe far more, maybe it's closer to probably 99, but they don't do it full time. They do it because they're like, okay, well, I'm doing this. I'm speed running. I'm dueling. I'm
Yeah.
doing X, Y. They're not really, that's not their main job. Like, so they kind of do it out of passion anyway. And, they don't make a lot from it in the first place. So,
I
like,
actually
I'm sure they
spend
would be-
money streaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm the
I mean,
only one, but like,
I probably do too. If you take DFC out of it, like I'm sure I probably waste more time and money, like putting on
Yeah.
a stream. But like I enjoy it. Like I think it's fun. Like it's a good point to interact with the community and stuff. And I'm sure there's other people that would still do it, but there's definitely some people that would quit. That's for sure.
yeah, we're doing these like mini games, right? And I think we've been up for like half a year, maybe a tiny bit longer. So we're averaging, it's almost like $1,000 a month, And when I first looked at it, I was like, holy shit, like we need to settle down here. How do we like, because we were just
Damn.
spinning a bloody wheel all the time. And I was like, look, let's at least make it fun for us and for the viewers. Let's start making mini games. But then the mini games also like cost money, take heaps of time, and now we're spending even more. But you know what? I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Like I look forward to it every week. Like I'm at work and I'm just thinking like, all right, we'll just finish the week. For me, it's Sunday morning that we do this. For everyone, it's like Saturday. I'm looking forward to it, and it's such a big thing. After the streams, I usually have to like settle down. I have to like bring my whatever levels back to earth because I'm just like mega excited, or I'm really tired. But it's something that I just think about the whole week. It's just this 5 hours that we do. We used to do like the whole weekend, and then I was like, this is not manageable for me. I'm falling behind on like TCM stuff, bugs, and even at work. So we just made it like 5 hours, same time, after Rax was like consistency. I was like, all right,
Yep.
let's make our
that's it.
shit consistent. 5 hours, same
Yep.
time, every weekend, forever. That's it. 5 hours, everyone knows Carnival opens, because we're doing something like different, right? It's not really a stream, it's like a digitalized carnival. It's like a club. It opens
Right.
at this time, you go in, you party, that's it. And I also find like some people might find, let's say if I'm sponsoring somebody, like, maybe for them to help us, maybe they would see us like we're a threat or something. I don't know. We're gonna take someone from your community. Most people aren't like this, but if they are,
Yeah.
it's like, well, we run 5 hours a week, right? And it's just such a specific type of thing, and people usually watch multiple streams as well at the same time. You can just come like on the hour every time, play a bloody game,
Yeah.
and win something, right? So this
Yeah,
this is
and
what we came up with.
if you do it with a purpose too, that's the other thing too, is like consistency. And then the next step, if I could go one step further, he's right. Start with consistency, and the other one is with a purpose, right? So like if your purpose is to celebrate the community, give prizes away, like interact with people, and make it a really fun, unforgettable experience. It doesn't matter who's streaming, who else is streaming at that time, like. Now people want to be a part of that purpose. It's like with the DFC. I never really cared running the DFC who else was streaming Diablo 2 at that time, because in my mind and in the mind of a lot of duelers, there's no other fucking place to be. You're watching DFC, like you're there, you're part of the action, like there is a purpose. Like everybody else should have worked their way around that. Like, too bad you didn't. Like,
Well, for me, it's like I go outside these days and it's just dead. Ever since COVID, it's just dead. So I'm thinking, you know what? People want to do something on the weekend. It's like gamers need a place where they can just go and hang out, and it's like a bloody club. It's like a carnival. You go in, you play all these little games, you win money. Like you see Lilith do her little dance. We've got like music reaction tools that nobody has yet. I'll show you later. Basically, you put music on, and it has like lights and stuff that reacts to the music, and just we're gonna make like all these little mini games sourced from like what the audience wants, and just make it fun. Just for that few hours, you go in. It's basically a party, and then that's it. It closes. You wait till next week. That's kind of the purpose here.
Yeah, that's
All
dope,
right.
man.
So here's a funny one. Who's the most overrated ARPG streamer right now?
Oh my god, Jesus. Overrated. God damn. I don't know, man. I watch a few people, and like the people that really stand out, like they stand out for a reason, right? Like there's a clear difference between like Rax, Wadijo, Rob. There's like a very clear difference between those guys. Even looking in like D2, Mr. Llama and I think stand out like in our own ways. But like I do watch a lot of Diablo 2 streamers, because I'm just like, you can take notes from from the popular ones, and you could be like, okay, their stream is really good, and like what are they bringing to the table, and what's keeping people around. But there's still one enigma in D2 where I'm just like, this guy gets so many views. He's a good dude. But I'm like, how the hell are you doing it? Like, what? I tune into your stream. You're magic finding. I'll tell you, it's Sweet Phil. Like, good guy.
Okay.
Like, I think, is Sweet Phil. He's great dude. I tune in. Dude's got like 300-400 viewers sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? This guy's sitting here talking about football. He's magic finding in single player. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This is the most ridiculous, repetitive shit ever. But it's I think it's the consistency, man. He's just like super consistent. But like as far as like wildly entertaining things and new things that he's doing, I'm like, nothing. I'm like never blown away by what you're doing. And so I'm more like, all right, what consistency? Like, this guy is a likable dude. Like, these are things to take notes on, because it's clearly working for him, even though if you take him out of it and you just watch the Diablo 2 gameplay, literally nothing impressive, nothing like over the top, oftentimes tons of mistakes. And I'm like, all right, so this guy's balling. Like, this is he's a really good guy because he's keeping people's attention. He's keeping them around, and he's really not doing anything super spectacular.
Sweet Phil sounds tasty. Maybe we should bring him here. I want to smell him.
Oh my gosh, it's I don't know. He's I can't vouch for what he smells like, Lilith. No experience with that, but I'd be curious to know when you find out.
Lilith has
Also,
a very strong sense of smell. I heard she can smell humans from a whole planet away. Even whether you're in heaven or hell, like she just smells you all the time.
I feel honored, man. She smelled my head earlier, and she said,
Yeah,
she
like
looked
she's
away
got a
and
whiff
smelled.
of you now. That's it, dude.
Right,
like,
dude. That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna tell those line. I'm gonna tell the lineup. Be like, look, I got a main squeeze on the side now, and if you ain't rocking it like Lilith, you don't smell my head every day and tell me how handsome I am. I don't know if this is gonna work. That's what I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, here it is. It's good to see you, honey. It's good to see you. Yeah, see, that's the kind of loyalty we strive for, right there. We look forward to it always. See, don't be showing those off to everybody, sweetheart. Just put those away. Jesus, the Smalp's gonna be stealing you here before it's all said and done. What are you doing? Jesus,
get your ass back, yo.
God damn, man! I thought I was special. She's just showing them to everybody, God damn,
dude. We've been planning to like get her all types of dance moves and stuff, but it's so difficult. And then we've started making the little devil, but we'll probably need to work on it a bit more because, oh man, there's so much you can do these days with technology. It's just a time and money thing. If I had just a bit more money, man, the things I could do, honestly, I'm trying to get there. I want to get to the point. If me and the other director of TCM could like not need to work 9 to 5, this would be a whole different thing in just like 1 year. It would just, the things we would do, it's just crazy. All right.
Yeah, man. That's
okay. So we're gonna just go to a few technical questions. Then we've just got a few mental burnout, and then legacy, and we'll miss there. I need 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, do your thing. As soon as he said that, Lilith started approaching. You guys can't see what's going on under the desk here, but I can. And, well, I understand why he's taking a break, all right? Plenty of love to go around from Lilith here, if you know what I'm saying. As I gotta say, though, for you guys listening, I'm excited about this show, man. The questions that Max has been asking here have been like pretty in depth. This guy did his research, man. We're talking about DFC. We're talking about like all of this stuff, some of which has come as like a surprise to me. I'm like, oh yeah, like I did this, and it's like, I think I posted in my Discord before I came here, posted everywhere. I'm like, this guy is the Sean Evans of ARPG interviews. And if you've ever seen Hot Ones, the show Hot Ones, that guy asked the most pointed, epic, in-depth questions. And dude, it makes for some great interviews, makes for some great banter back and forth, man. And this guy ain't planning on stopping. It's like you said, man. It's like he said, he's trying to bring in a lot of personalities in the ARPG community. And if y'all are fans like we're fans, it's going to be so good to hear from some of these people, man. I pale in comparison, I think, to a lot of other people out there. So don't forget, man. Follow this guy and check out these interviews because I think this is going to be dope, man. I'm excited for it.
Thank you so much, Coooley. And
I bought you some time while you're under the desk with Lilith there. It's let's keep these guys.
She was under the desk.
You got that figured out. Yeah, exactly.
So basically, yeah, thank you for the kind words as well. Like, I think, dude, the biggest thing is going to be like the way, because people ask like, why don't you just kind of use Discord and then you can chroma key this and that. With this, we can get multiple people into the podcast. We can have like 5 people all sitting there talking together and playing like interactive games, quizzes, and everything in between.
That'd be nuts.
So a lot of like interesting stuff that's possible.
Yeah, I can see like creator debates and all of this stuff too. Like, you know, something happens with a patch and you have like, oh, hey, I told you wait till after the show, all right? Wait till after the show. Jesus, we haven't even talked money yet. Jesus. What did you...
Oh my god, dude,
God
she's spicy.
damn. Yeah, she really is, man. It's I gotta say, it's better than she treated me in the first runs of D4 there at the end game. That was I was getting abused.
I missed
but now I feel the love.
When you went to the bathroom. She missed an opportunity. Like so next time, dude, somebody goes to the bathroom, she's walking out there with them.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh for sure, dude. Yeah, that's big.
When you left, I was like,
gotta work that in there. Yeah.
Oh,
you could even have her like say stuff from off screen and stuff. Oh man, that'd be so great. That'd be so
I
great.
gotta be man. I changed my whole sleep schedule for this carnival in a sense because I gotta get up so early. So now, like, I always get up pretty early, but this is still earlier than usual. So I'm okay this time, but yeah, that's the only thing I worry about. Where it's like, am I gonna wake up just like zombified? And it's hard to sleep. I'm so excited for the podcast, and I'm like, I can't miss it. I need to make sure. I had 2 alarms on last night. I was like, oh man, everything's gonna work, and it's like there's always technical issues and shit. And
yeah, man, I even brewed up some coffee because I knew it was going to be early for you in Australia. I was like, all right, it's like it's later in the evening for me, but I'm just like, all right, it's never too late for coffee, you know, like that's match the vibe, you know.
Let's go for technical since we just mentioned it. So, dude, how do you make your microphone sound so damn good? I swear you've got like one of the best sounding microphones.
Dude, it's all the EQ. So like it's you can get these programs that will basically dictate your mic, and you know, I happen to have one. Like mine is a Logitech what is it called now? I'll have to look. It's the Logitech Yeti. And it's the World of Warcraft edition, which came with like some presets where if you have the software from Logitech, you can just download it. And it comes with like these presets where you can change your voice. You can add like different effects on it, but it also will give this global EQ, you know, and you can put like reverb on it. Like sometimes when I'm, you know, when I'm in the arena, when I'm in a different scene for the DFC, you know, to anyone that watches the DFC, it's obviously because there's different acoustics in that room. All right. And my voice sounds differently. But if I wanted to, you know, replicate that on, say, a microphone or something, you know, I could put this effect on my voice and it would sound as though, like within one click, it dictates the entire microphone. You know, and it sounds like I'm in a coliseum or a very, very big space, you know. But there's, you know, it's all about the EQ. When I was a teenager, I used to like make music, and you know, I would always like sample not only my own voice and pay attention to like that EQ and all of this, but also the EQ of other people. And you basically just develop an ear for where the human voice falls on the EQ and what piece of like, you know, in the midsection, what piece needs to be turned down, you know, to make the voice sound fuller and to cut out like the kind of natural echo of a lot of microphones. Like even if your room has to practically be soundproof, otherwise you're gonna kind of hear the size of the room that they're in, you know. Right. But like if you know the frequency and you're like, okay, it's, you know, right around like the 1200 mark, 1200 to 2K, like right in there, if I dip this down, it's gonna cut back a little bit of that, like the piece of the voice there that's gonna bounce off the walls that's gonna trim that down a little bit. And you know, when you're talking about 60 hertz to you know, 120, it's like that's the low end of the voice, you know, like that's way down here and that's really picked up, you know, when you boost that piece. and your S's and how crisp your voice sounds is usually in the higher end of the EQ. So like just fine tuning that to your voice. It's always something. It's funny you mentioned that because I feel like I'm always adjusting it. Like I hear it and I'm like, that's not quite right. Like, you know, I feel like I've never stopped adjusting my EQ the entire time I've ever been streaming. I'm like, that doesn't quite sound right. Like that's a little high. That's a little low. Like, so it's always something that like that I'm adjusting. But yeah, just get some simple EQ, and a lot of them come with presets that will just tell you what they do. Like, oh, okay, this is going to boost your low end. This is going to be bassy. Like, it's just get a program. If you have a Logitech mic, it's they actually come with something called Logitech G Hub, and that's just a program that will globally dictate the EQ on your mic, effects, and all of that. So it doesn't matter what program's grabbing it. Like, it will apply it to all of them.
Okay. I think Satan went to dinner, but I was just mentioning it to him because he's actually the commentator for our UDC. And
oh, nice.
I think that's a nice tip, like for the commentator to sound like they're in an arena or something. That's just going to give it that extra oomph. So thank you for that one.
Yeah, that effect is called reverb. It's a very common one. They use it in music all the time. Just about any song you'll hear on the radio probably has some level of reverb to the microphone. And you know, it can be adjusted to many different things. You can have like slightly less reverb and echo than you heard last time. You know, there's a lot of things you can do. It basically is just an echo on your voice. It makes it sound fuller because if done in the right frequencies, it can basically accentuate certain parts of your voice and echo them.
Right. So you always have like a little bit?
Nope, no. I actually like when I go flat like this is no reverb. But if you're making music and you're like singing into a microphone or rapping into a microphone, oftentimes I would use reverb. In my most recent rap song, I didn't though. But
so you mentioned like the room, right? Is your room like as soundproof as you could get it? How are you getting it to be soundproof?
It's like a rather large room, and it's definitely not perfectly soundproofed, but I do have soundproof foam all over the problematic areas of the room.
Oh, really?
And that's just from years of knowing what problematic areas look like. You know, that's like, so if you have a corner that doesn't really have much in it and it's just straight sheetrock, it's unpredictable bouncing of your voice. So like I'll put soundproof foam all through the corner. Like, you know, so when my voice hits that, the sound wave dies and like just gets dissipated. And, you know, so yeah, but ideally, yeah, if I had enough soundproof foam, I'd probably deck the entire room out with it. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have windows in that room?
Yep. There's like 2 windows, which are also very problematic. So when I'm streaming or whatnot, I have these accordion style shades that they're kind of triangulated. So like when the sound hits it, it will break it as well. And like instead of hitting a glass pane that it will bounce back off from.
Wow. So you're really thinking about how does the sound bounce around this room, literally getting soundproof foam, sticking it around problem areas. Geez, like, I didn't realize people were going that in depth to make their voice sound good, but it makes a lot of sense to me. I'm
sure most people don't. Like I'm sure most people don't. I just, from my studio recording days, I had a ton of soundproof foam that I wasn't doing anything with. So when I became a streamer, I was just like, well, shit, I'm recording my voice, and you know, I was like, might as well make the studio look as though it should and feel as though it should. You know, and
if I get
the best thing that you can capture is a good, clear first initial voice. You can always add echo to it. You can't always take it away.
True. Yeah, if I get like a house, I would definitely find like one with a room where I'm like, yeah, this one here, no windows, like in the middle of nowhere, soundproof the crap out of it. Because where I am now, like it's pointless. It's a dead end. Like I'm near a highway. I've got like multiple servers. Half the stuff that is running on TCM, like I know some people might think some stuff is crashing sometimes here and there. What people need to realize is we actually run a lot of it ourselves, like on actual like metal servers that we maintain. But that also allows us we have that offer where like people can come and build apps with us essentially for free. So instead of paying for hosting it on the cloud, we're like, well, we'll host it for you, and for us, it's just electricity. So you know what? We'll just do it for free, unless you got millions of users or whatever.
Yeah.
You also get all the ad revenue, but basically we have that flexibility, but it comes with caveats. And lately we're like, man, we better start thinking about moving to the cloud, but it just has its own ups and downsides. Because we're in Australia, so a lot of the American and European users might find some stuff laggy, but cloud is expensive, man. Like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
if we're ready to afford it just yet. But yeah,
Yeah.
not everyone has the skill to run it all manually. So how far could we take it? I mean, we could potentially just get servers in America and have someone there run. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really want to
There's
become
a
a
lot of
cloud
options,
provider.
man. Definitely ain't cheap though for like the cloud space, server space, all of that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's comes at a premium, you know.
So any other technical tips for like upcoming content creators?
Yeah, like I mean, just spend a lot on your equipment when you finally do decide to take it seriously. Like, so you don't have to do it right away. You can just fire it up with like a shitty mic and try it out. Get a shitty camera if you want. But if you're like, you know what, I'm gonna make content. I'm gonna try to take this seriously. Don't cheap out. Like, you know, that's. But you don't have to break the bank, but like buy the best thing that you can afford. Don't be like, well, this is the best for the price. Look at literally the best thing that you can afford and get it. Like,
Dude.
because you got to figure it's all audio and visual storytelling. That's all of what you're committing to. A lot of people make the mistake and they think it's about, you know, especially when they're starting up, they think that it's about their personality and them. Well, all right. It's very rare that that happens. The internet doesn't care about you. They care about what you can put out.
Yeah.
So like you better have the best, stuff, like, you know, stuff that will allow you to convey your message appropriately.
I'm in a funny position right now. If you see like how I am, so I had like a sprout of bad luck. Basically, I took all my setup to Sydney, so it's like a 10-hour drive, and everything was fine. On the way back, my main monitor broke. Then I set up a different monitor. That one recently broke. So now I have 3 monitors for this setup, but where I work, I usually had 2 or 3 as well. Now I'm down to 1, and I'm just like, I'm so sick of buying monitors. And then in the morning, I was like doing something on the PC, and the handle of my computer chair just literally snapped off, like made a giant noise, went flying on the ground. It just scared the shit out of me. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I have like a phantom limb now. Like I'm always going to rest on a handle that's not there anymore. I'm trying to grab the chair and like the handle's not even there, so I'm just swiping for the wind. And I totally get now, like if you lose an arm, you're gonna totally have a ghost arm for like ages. And I just remembered Rax was like, the seat is the most important thing. And I'm like, what do you get? And he's like, Herman Miller, man, Herman Miller. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a Herman Miller seat. I go on Herman Miller and it's like $5,000, and I'm like, that's like a whole computer that we can give to someone next month. If I'm gonna buy
the chair, like, you know, I think Smalf's actually in the chat put it perfectly. Is like the audio quality. If you have to choose one thing, and you're like, all right, I can get one thing, and it is the most important thing, audio. Like your audio, your microphone. It's more important than your camera. Oftentimes you'll see in a lot of my videos, I don't even have my face showing in a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about. And I was talking with a friend of mine recently who also makes content, Mr. Lama SC. We act like we're mortal enemies, but you know, we shoot the shit. And I was like, your face often doesn't add much to what is being said. Instead, it's better to just show through visuals and make sure that the audio is proper. And like one of the tips, I was talking with someone else too, and they were like, dude, your video editing skills are so good. And I'm like, they're really not. They're actually really bad. I was like, I'm not the greatest video editor by far, but I was like, you want to know how I make videos? Like every video that I do, the video track is one of the last things that I add. Like I go through and I record my voice, I pace it well, and I'm like, okay, this is a good story. And then I don't even look. I'm not looking at the visuals. I'm picturing the story. I'm listening to it over and over. And I'm like, what would that look like? What would that sound like? Like I need a paladin dying in this sense. Like I need to hear swinging sounds. I need to hear there needs to be a musical score here that is like building up, and then it dumps it in this piece of the story, and then you hear swords slinging, you hear monsters dying, you hear loot dropping, and literally I construct the entire audio symphony, is what I call it, of the video. And then I build the video, and the video is I know I'm not good at editing videos, so like I'm like, all right, well, just show them what you're telling them, simple show and tell. Like, okay, I'm talking about this here, show it. Talking about this, show it. It's very simple, like complete shit, like editing. But like the audio, if you close your eyes and listen to like a video, it's like almost just as good of an experience. Like, it's like there's a lot of ups and downs on like a journey that you go on audiologically.
Yeah, and I think for a podcast, it's like extra important, right? Like the first time we did this, it's so upsetting that the audio wasn't the best. So I hope that we will do like a group one together later. But yeah, it's very important. Maybe if somebody in the chat can just give us an out of 10, like how does Coooley sound and how do I sound out of 10? So then we know that next time, like how hard do we need to work to improve the audio for these podcasts? That would be much appreciated. Okay, so time to get real. Creating content and streaming can be exhausting. Wired recently reported that influencer burnout is on the rise. How do you manage stress and avoid burning out with constant stream schedule and pressure to be on for thousands of people?
Wow, yeah. I think I used to struggle with this a lot more. And it got like when I told you earlier that like I finally got to a spot right in the beginning of the show when I was just like, yeah, I went from being homeless to like being debtless, and owning a house. And like at that point, I decided that I was like, well, I only got my job because I needed a house because I was homeless. So I was like, I guess I don't really need this job anymore. And just it wasn't like I was so rich. I was just like, I've always been a free spirit, like very artistic person, and that's definitely what an artistic person would do, is just like, yeah. I don't technically need this job, so like I guess I'm just gonna go do my own thing until I need it, like until I need one. So when I quit my job, I was like, I had this very real realization that I was like, shit, like my future source of income right now, like my only source of income is making content. And I was like, it felt like it was a job and that I had to do it. I was like, oh shit, like I enjoyed doing this because I didn't have to. And I was like, I don't want this to feel like another job where I'm obligated to go in and make content. So I've got like, it was actually really hard for me to consolidate that for a while. I was like, here I am doing what I thought I wanted to do, and it still doesn't feel right. Like, am I doing the right thing? For a while, I even picked up a part-time job where I worked in the community, like, helping kids and shit, because I was like, I feel like I'm actually doing something, and maybe it will make it feel like I don't have to, stream, and I don't have to do this stuff. Like I'm a real person. I'm doing this. But like, eventually I said, no, fuck it. Like, I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. I could go back and be homeless again, and I know I can fucking get out of it. Like, I've done it. I've been there before. And I was like, so it changed my whole perception on like streaming and making content. And now if I ever am feeling nervous, like we had 800, almost 900 people watching the DFC the other day. So like the next time that I went to stream DFC, I was like kind of nervous, and I was just like, oh man, like there's a lot of people like relying on this being a good show. And I remember like I had to stop and look in the mirror, and I tell myself, I say, you don't have to do this. You can not stream if you don't want to. You could cancel the stream right now. You're not feeling it? Go cancel it. You don't have to do it. And like me looking at myself and saying that to myself and being like, you're right, I don't have to do this. Like I'm doing this because I want to and because I love it. Like it's almost like a reminder, just hearing like those words, you don't have to do this, is like all the inspiration I need to like get myself through like the tediousness of editing a video and, you know, writing a script, and even sometimes like you know, having deadlines with a sponsor or whatnot. That's another thing that, you know, I say, oh shit, the deadline's approaching and like now I'm stressed out. Same thing. I look at myself and I say, you don't have to do this. You can cancel. You just tell them like, I don't want to do it. You don't have to do this. And then like, and suddenly after hearing myself say that and believing it, I'm like, you're right. I don't have to. Like, and then I'm like, okay, well, what else would I do? I would go and play Diablo, or I would go play this game, or I would, wow, this is a great story. This is fun. Like, holy shit, I got to tell this. And then like the creativity comes back and it's like, yep, I didn't have to do this, but I wanted to do it. And now I'm like, I've got a story to tell. Like, you know, and it's the same thing with streaming. Before I go live, I'm just like, if I'm nervous or something, I'm like, you don't have to do it.
Yeah, and a lot of the big things, like for me, right, like this podcast, it's, you just feel the pressure coming, like especially at the end. You're like, oh my God, I have to have all this stuff working. I hope the guest is like okay with, you know, maybe sitting through some technical issues as well. Hopefully it all goes well, blah, blah, blah. And I gotta say, like, when you're feeling uncomfortable and when you're feeling pressure and you're feeling like nervous, that's usually when you're actually doing something good. You know, that's when you're doing something kind of like big and it's a stepping stone and you're going in the right direction. Because you got to imagine it like this. If you're going through a forest, right, the deeper you go into the forest, the scarier it's going to be. But if you stop going deeper, all you've got is like what you've already been at, right? There's nothing else there. You can go and make a camp there and just sit there all day. But in reality, you know, you're always going to want to know what's behind the next tree. At least that's how I am.
And how much safer do you feel, you know, when you tell yourself you can turn around if you want? It's okay.
Yeah.
No one's gonna.
I totally get what you're
be
saying.
upset
Like,
with you. You can always
I had
turn
the
around.
like every stream we give away $100, and while I liked doing it, I just sat down with the team and I was like, look, why are we doing it? And like, I feel like I have to, even though sometimes I don't want to, etc. But then once we turned it into like mini games and stuff, now it was like every time I'm like, let's spin up the mini games. Like, let's play. I want to give somebody something, and it's actually trained a muscle in my head at this point where I feel happy for other people. It's like, it's honestly, it's weird. So I haven't felt like this before, like a year ago. Even speaking to you, when I hear your story and how you're like basically have financial freedom, I'm just like so happy for you. I'm like, oh my God, man, like, you know, like good for you in a non-sarcastic way. I'm just very happy
I
for
appreciate
you.
that, man.
And just sitting here for this long, I just feel like I've just been here like all day with you, straight up, proper conversation with a friend at this point, even though I'm this little devil. But this is just awesome, man.
I deal with devils and demons all day, man. You know,
I'll never forget
that's
this.
what we do.
Yeah, dude. Some people like might think, are these people like evil cultists or something? And it's like our brand started off Diablo. We're kind of staying true with it, and we're more of a magical brand, right? Crimson is like, it's all about magic. It's making magical stuff happen, and just it's all fun and games, you know. So
Yeah,
it's just funny.
Yeah,
I find
dude,
it
like,
funny. The devil's cute.
You find
Lilith's
you
cool.
find your true identity in sticking with the things that you love too, right? Like it's like I was saying, it was kind of ironic where the game that I played to escape and to give myself a false sense of security ended up leading to a realized sense of security. It was like, how crazy is it that like now I thought for a while I'm like, I'm kind of pigeonholed into Diablo 2. Right. But like when I did that, the short for Diablo 4, the one that I thought, you know, I was like, okay, this was just going to be a paid promotion or whatnot, I had fun telling the story, and I was like, I now see myself as a storyteller. I'm not necessarily confined, or it doesn't feel like I am. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll only be able to make Diablo 2 content for my entire life. But like, I feel as though my style could tell different stories. Like when I told the Diablo 4 story in the form of a short, and it got like almost 800,000 views. I'm like, this is your storytelling. Like, this is your style. It's different. And like, you know, and it's sort of the same with you. You might have the base in Diablo, but it's like you discover what sets you apart through that, and like what you're good at, what you really enjoy that might be deeper than that.
On a similar note, do you have ways to like separate Coooley the streamer from real life Coooley? How do you kind of switch off after a long stream or tough day? Because for me, this is like a big thing. Once I started this, I'd be so excited after a stream. I'd usually go to like, you know, like I want to have a couple drinks, maybe like sit in the sauna or something. But this was like killing my Mondays as well. And I still have a bit of that. Like I'm already feeling it now. Like, damn, after this stream, I'm just gonna go like have a bit of whiskey and chill out, you know? And I'm thinking, is that really the best thing? Like,
oh yeah, Lilith left some under here for me too. You know?
oh shit, okay.
That make you smart. What the hell? Wow, man.
Oh my god, man, you should have told me.
But yeah, dude, like I don't know. I think like to me, it's been more of a like I see the DFC and streaming as kind of putting on a show to some degree, but it's like it's kind of me in real life. Like when I just have, you know, when I'm really passionate about something, like, you know, it's to me, it's not necessarily it's not like being fake about it per se, but giving myself the okay to be like, to be naturally me and like a louder version of me. Like, you know, I guess I don't really change myself too much being on stream. You know, sometimes you act up in videos and, you know, tell something in a certain way, but that's a video. It's a little different, like, you know, but like on stream, it's just like I kind of just give myself permission to be like, yeah, you can use your energy. Like you can just like let loose and no one's going to stop you from like, you know, yelling and being like, yeah, this was a sick play. Like, look at these, you know, it's just like, you can be a fool. You can try to string together awesome sentences and, you know, alliteration and all of this, just like, let it flow. Who gives a shit? Like, you know, and I just give myself permission to use all my energy. Like, you know, so it is still sometimes equally exhausting, but I think in a different way. It's not necessarily that I'm acting so much as that I'm just allowing my energy, like allowing me to expel energy. And like, I'm not saving it for anything, right? Like, this is what I have to do today. Like, let the energy go, you know, and let it come out. So it's like, really what I do after a stream or whatnot, or is sometimes it is very exhausting, but I will immediately like just go and, you know, answer anybody important on my phone that I might have been ignoring for the last 5 hours or 6 hours or whatever. But then I'll just kind of disconnect and like be quiet. And actually I find solace in taking in content. Like being like, okay, it's, I just put on a show. What else have people got for me? Like, you know, I want to enjoy a show too. Like, sometimes I'll go back and watch parts of the DFC. I'm like, how did that sound? Like I put together a new asset. How did the transition sound? Like, I don't know, like, I guess I'm just like fired up about this shit all the time. Like, it's just like kind of how I am.
That is like exactly like me. Like after I finish streaming, I need to just go and collect my thoughts. Like, what the hell just happened? What did I just do? What did I say? What were people kind of thinking about it? I go watch it again, trying to figure out ways like, you know, if there's anything I could do better, but also enjoying my own stream as well. Like I think lately we're just like laughing at everything so much. Like it's just so funny when we watch our own things, like what Lilith is doing, how the little devil looks, just little things that are occurring on the stream. It just makes me laugh like so much nonstop. And
and that's content creation, man. We made a joke earlier about like TikTok chicks and just doing fucking trend dances and shit. And I'm like, what are you creating? Like, you know, it's so much different when like you go back and you're just like I can't imagine, like this is what a content creator is. You go back and you want to know how it looks, you want to know how it feels watching it, and you're just like, how did that look? Did that come across as like what I wanted it to? Did it sound right? Did it look right? You know, and it's just like you get excited to see it back. And I can't imagine it's the same thing if you're like just on
How did my
TikTok and
abs
you're doing
look?
some trend dance and you're like, I can't imagine the like chicks or dudes do it too, like firing it back up and be like, all right, did I do it perfectly? How was my hand placed? Like, you know,
Nah,
like,
dude,
what are you
100
creating that you're proud of, you know?
100% they would be going back and being like, oh shit, the lighting was on the wrong angle a bit. My fifth six-pack ab is not showing as much as usual. That vein that usually pops, I can't see that. It's over. Fuck, gotta do it
Oh,
again.
damn, yeah, this isn't going to get any views, man. That's
Bicep peak is not there, wasn't tensing it properly. Gotta take this one down.
That's right. Now this one's getting hidden. If it don't go viral in 24 hours, it gets deleted.
Nah, yeah, I see, like, for you, right? Even for myself, what I'm trying to accomplish here, it's like, it's a show, right? It's showmanship. This is for me, I'm a puppeteer. Dude, like, I tell people, they're like, why the hell, before I didn't have the little devil, right? We heard Asmongold's community saying, like, Lilith with big tits, with big tits, like, all the time. And we were like, you know what? Let's make that for them. Let's see. It didn't have, like, the explosion that we thought it might, but essentially I was just controlling Lilith, right? And I didn't have the little devil. And people would be like, you know, especially my, like, I reckon real life friends and stuff, like, what the hell are you doing? You're like some succubus online. I'm like, dude, it's a digital puppet. You know, like, I'm just
Right,
puppeteering
right.
her, you know? So you think whatever you want. I don't really give a shit.
That's right, man.
Yeah, and it's like, even when people come, right, I'm not like trying to pretend anything. I'm just straight up telling you what it is. But even now, I'm kind of puppeteering two at once. For Hog, we made a fish where I'm controlling like three at once. And then
Dude,
some
holy
of the
shit, man.
movements are automated, some of it are not. And you have this, you know what I mean? It's almost like, where are you putting your strings? How are you
Yeah.
automating all of this? And I'm falling in love with it. Like, it's like a live cartoon. I just
Yeah,
really
you're
like
like a
it.
DJ, man. You got multiple records spinning. You're going to
Yeah,
different
yeah, it's
turntables and stuff, you
very
know?
interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He pulls my strings a lot.
It sounds very fun, Lilith. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm kind of jealous, actually. So,
If you
audio
ever
might have
need
cut
to
out
blow
again.
off some steam, I mean stress, let me know.
All right, baby. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to take another bathroom break anytime soon, but, you know, maybe after the show, hit me up, all right? Yeah, we got this. My mic's still on? Son of a... God damn it, I never know when to mute this thing right. Jesus Christ. Anyhow, I was just talking with... Don't mind, guys. I was just talking with Lilith about some important business shit. We weren't... Don't worry. Don't... Delete that. Delete it. Don't clip it. Yeah, I think the audio might have cut again, bro.
How is everyone enjoying the show so far?
That's a good question. This has been really fun. Like, Lilith, I'm telling you, I'm so happy you guys invited me on, man. Like, it's been a hell of an experience. I never thought I'd get to meet you in person, you know? Like, it's kind of surreal.
Our pleasure.
Okay, am I back? Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Apologies, guys. I do have 4 virtual cables. I have 2 sound devices coming out of the computer in terms of hardware. I have like one of the hardest things about this is for me and Cooley to speak like one to one. You gotta imagine I have to hear him and he has to hear what I hear so he can hear like Lilith and everything, but he can't hear himself. This was like literally a mind breaking thing that I thought was like, how is this even possible? And I literally had to connect like speakers and headsets. So I'm like listening through two different devices and then putting them both into OBS plus four
Yeah,
virtual
it's
cables.
crazy, man. There's a lot
Yeah.
going on. Like there's a lot of technicalities behind it. It's all about the immersion, though. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what it is. Never break the immersion. That's what.
And it's
That's what it's
gonna
all about.
it's always gonna get better as well, you know. So this is just the beginning. Like we're really just starting it. It's
Yeah,
only gonna
what I
get
what I
better.
love doing too, and like you know, it's almost impossible to like avoid technical difficulties,
Yeah.
like during a stream. Even now, like you know, I've learned to just own it. Like so, for example, I try to keep the immersion in whatever I'm doing, and like I have this running joke on my stream. So like we'll put on a really epic, professional looking DFC, right, and then I'll cut over to something that's not a title fight, right? Like it's just two newcomers in the DFC having their first fight or something. And I forgot to like not trigger the title bout sequence when I switch over. So like I switch over and it's just like boom, epic music starts playing, like title bout like comes on. And so instead I'll be like, you know, I'll yell. I always say that there's this person working for me named Bill, and I'll just be like, Bill, this isn't a title fight, you know, to just like just own it, like you know, just it's even though it was me fucking it up, like you know, it's like you know, you just keep the immersion, like you know, it's
Yeah. Do you
I
think
think it's funny.
we'll do better if I'm like legit becoming like this little devil full on? Like I just never
Oh
even
yeah,
mentioned.
exactly. Just like just completely own it, you know. Just have like the eyes go under the desk and be like, sorry about this. These fucking mics are cheap. I don't know what sanctuary's selling. I don't know where they're getting these things, but we're gonna have to get
Yeah.
other ones. Like this is
It's
you
so
know,
hard though.
just
I'll try. I'm gonna start like raising it. Once all the like technical stuff and I'm more comfortable with it. I told you, man, the first time I was doing this stuff, it wasn't the streaming, it was the amount of stuff I have to control. I was sweating. Like
oh
driving
yeah,
the car the first time, you know, you're like sweating and then you get so used
yeah,
to it, it's like you may as well be sleeping. I'm going
exactly,
through this
exactly.
similar type of process with this where initially I was like, my eyes are going in different directions. I'm just like, wait, I'm supposed to like look at the chat, play the game, control this character, like speak as this, and you know what I mean? It was just like, what the hell? And
Yeah.
then
Is
just over
when you
time getting
approach it
used
when you
to it.
stream, just pretend everything was happened as it was supposed to, right? So like
Yeah.
you run into things that you didn't expect, like you know, and sometimes they make for hilarious content, like you know, like for example, I'll talk shit and then I'll like get killed and I didn't actually mean to, or like you know, I'll talk about how awesome a build is and how like tanky it is, and then I'll just immediately get killed. And you know, it's embarrassing, but it's just like pretend that was meant to happen, right? Like, and you're
Mm.
just like, and you know, you own it, and it's like, oh shit, I I didn't pick my belt up and put it down. All right, so you got to pick your belt up and put it back down, and then you're good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you get a technical difficulty, it's like that was meant to happen. Like, you know, that was how it was supposed to happen. And you're supposed to respond to it in a way. Like, you know, it's funny because it takes all the pressure off and you don't feel as bad for like screwing stuff up or being in embarrassing moments. It's just like that was all how it was supposed to happen, you know? And if you
Yeah,
take
I
that,
think
it's
I'm
like
a
it's
bit of
hard to
a
get
lucky
rocked.
little devil in real life anyway.
He definitely is.
You know,
I bet he
because
is, man. That's,
the funny part about this character, right, is because TCN's a lot about like winning stuff. So you'll see when we play the canon game, it's coming up very shortly. Actually, we'll play for $100, guys. So for the people that kind of stuck around, you get that reward as well. But
oh hell yeah, man.
it's all lucky little devils, right? So the winner is a lucky little devil, and we didn't really expect it to connect this way, but it just happened because we have a wheel, and we had bots coming in and kind of trying to take the prize every time. So we made the wheel where it detects like a whole bunch of stuff, and if it sees that you're the same person through all the different stuff that I won't disclose because it's pretty much bulletproof at this point, it puts you into jail. And when we were like, what should we make the jail? And we're like, well, put a little devil in there who's trying to get out. So it gives them a clear message, like you're being a naughty little devil. So you're going to this dungeon, you know? And then everybody liked the little devil. And we were like, you know what? Make me a little devil. I'll be the little devil and I'll have Lilith as the assistant.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's dope. Yeah, I like it too because it's like, you know, yeah, there's almost a story to be told with the two of them. Like,
dude,
you know,
I'm telling you, we're thinking we need a whole cartoon. Like, there's so much stuff that's happened that's so funny in the journey with TCM. And this little devil is actually becoming like a bobblehead now. I have a way to do a system like Lilith in a chip that's like a quarter of the size of your hand. So you imagine we can make a 3D printed character, a little devil. We can make one of you. We can make the voice however we want. Your voice, my voice, Trump's voice, Elon's voice, and have little bobbleheads of them, and it will talk back to you, you know, like proper, with no internet connection.
That's insane. That's really cool.
Yeah. Man. All right. So legacy and impact, man. This is basically, we've got rapid fire after this and then the mini game. All right. So
all right.
Looking ahead, what legacy do you hope to leave in the Diablo community? How do you want people to remember the Coooley era years from now?
Dude, simple, man. I just want people to look back and say the same thing that I try to say to myself after every time I put a video out. I want them to say, I'm happy somebody did that. Like, this is, what an incredible video. This was so entertaining. This was, I'm glad somebody did that. Like, so the bigger goal is I want to put out the most entertaining possible videos surrounding Diablo and, you know, maybe other ARPGs that I possibly can. Like, I want to refine my craft. I want to get better and better at storytelling and, you know, just making content that's not only watchable, it's rewatchable. It's like, it stands out. And I want people to look back someday and be like, you know what? I never played that Diablo 2 game, but damn, did it look fun. Like, what an epic video. Like, this is, you know, I'm glad somebody did this.
Yeah. Fair enough, man. I think you'll get that, to be honest. Like I said, me and the TCM team, which is a team that's always growing, we will not forget this. You know, the first couple guys that we work with, and man, this is such a good podcast. We're going to probably watch this as well when we're editing. Like, if I go off the Rax one like 100 times. So we're going to evaluate like everything you've said. We're going to basically take it all on board. There's going to be the full YouTube video, then we'll just break it all down into shorts. Maybe some of them will make people happy. I mean, the YouTube channel is brand new, right? It's only like 15 subs, but some of the shorts already got like over a K views, and the audio was hazardous there. I had to even do the captions myself manually, which was just crazy because even the system wasn't picking it up properly. But this is gonna be awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, man. I'm happy to be here. Like I said, pleasure is all mine, man. Like, this was so super fun. I think you guys do a great job of like asking some great questions that just really feel personal. They're not like scratch the surface shit. You know, it's like, hey, I know about you and I know these cool things that you did, and like that's powerful, man. That is so key to any good conversation, I think. So, man, like, y'all, this is going to be crazy. That's why I told these guys, I'm like, make sure to follow and make sure to subscribe on YouTube, because you are not going to want to miss the stories that come from all of these very, very good questions.
Thank you so much, man. I got tingles hearing that, because this is just something that's really big for us. We will not stop. Like, we're going to push it all the way to the top. I'm telling you, we're going to get like everybody through here.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I will always remember you as Mr. Banana Slushy.
Well, I mean, that was my true legacy. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I wish people could know the story of what happened with me and Lilith when I took that bathroom break, because if I was gonna die, like this would be the fucking day. Like, you know, I'd be like, yep, my life is complete. I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
share that, Lilith, but I'm happy that you're comfortable
Well,
saying that, you know. I mean,
yeah, it's like, what's your greatest achievements in ARPGs, dude? Like smashing Lilith?
dude, I went on a bathroom break on the Pro Gamers Journal podcast once, and Lilith met me in the bathroom, baby, and holy shit. Like, there was a moment recalling my golden years and the
I
times
mean,
where I could have passed a happy man. That was it.
she's got you down for Mr. Banana Slushy. I think that's like a Mr. Llama SC. Mr. Banana Slushy. I know
Yeah,
which
hey,
one I'd
there it
rather
is,
be.
man. Yeah, I know exactly which one, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Lilith has the bloody the puns, eh? All
Dude,
right.
she's great, man.
Okay, so proudest achievement?
Proudest achievement, man. Wow, it's like, honestly, there's been so many little ones along the way, and like I was so happy with myself when, you know, like I said, I relieved myself of all of the burdens that I was worried about before I started this thing, and you know, was just in a spot where I could let my creativity flow. Like that felt good for me, just to be like free. But to this day, probably one of the greatest achievements is when I see new players join up in PvP from the DFC, and I see people like Mooches donating prizes to people to come in and put on a show, and I see the community. I see people like you know, Primo and Shirley Sirius and you know, Montriana, Nightfall, everybody from the Discord that's behind the scenes also helping the event run smoothly. I'm like, holy shit. It makes you feel like you created something, you know,
Mm.
that means something to more than just yourself. You know, it's like it's greater than me at this point. It's the stories of other people, the stories of duelers that mean so much to other people that they want to contribute to it. And I'm like, that's something to be proud of, man. Like that definitely didn't exist before we started doing this.
Dude, that's like contagious as well. Honestly, I really want to be a part of that. I reckon, you know, let's make like pure gold trophies for this type of stuff. Get some real stuff that people are like, you know, why are you playing D2 PvP on the weekend or D4 PvP? And it's like, dude, I won a pure gold trophy last
Yeah.
year and I want to win it again. You know?
Right. Or just like, you know, my story was told. Like, you should have seen, like, when I stepped, like, why do I do D2 PvP? Like, and then you cut over and it's like, because Coooley's telling my story when I step into the arena. Like,
Mm,
he doesn't even know me. It's the first time I ever joined up, and look at this. He's complimenting my play style. He's calling this out. He's saying, wow, this is interesting. This could
mm.
be better, but you know what? Wow, this is what an incredible performance. Like, holy shit, I just played a game and was celebrated like publicly and
Yeah,
shown that like I did something. Like,
I reckon.
what else can you do?
100%. I reckon like go the next step, you know, bring the person if they want like into something like this. Literally give them a like send them a trophy. Get them on here. Get them to talk to like all the people that, you know, they consider famous and unreachable and be like, this is why we do it, you know? Like you go in this tournament, you're playing like for real, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy,
Okay.
man.
All right, finally, what advice would you give to aspiring content creators who want to build a community like you have? If there was just one sentence to inspire them, what would it be?
One sentence.
You can go more than
I'm never
one.
good with that, man. I get wordy, you know? I get wordy. New content creators starting up, wanting to build something, wanting to build a community, wanting to build up a name for themselves. I would say, I mean, I'm obviously not as big and successful as I want to be, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning, and that's something that you'll always do. You'll never have it figured out, right? But the most important thing that I've noticed, be original. When you're starting up, don't start up trying to be like someone else. The best content creators make it look easy. You might watch people and you might say, wow, that looks easy and I could do that. Don't do that. Be original. The internet is filled with often imitated, never duplicated slop, right? don't have your hopes up, right? Don't go in and think that you're going to be, oh man, people are going to love me because of me, like don't get your hopes up and don't set yourself up for disappointment. Just go in, be original, give it your best to the point where, you're proud of what you produce regardless of how many people are watching. Put yourself out there and put things out there for yourself that make you say, wow, I'm glad someone did that. And then that someone is you. Be original.
That's awesome, man. I mean, that's what like adults tell kids all the time, right? Just be yourself, be original. And maybe at first it just sounds like, oh, this is what everybody's telling me, but that's what the world wants from you. If everybody was the same, what the hell's the point? The whole point of having new people come to the world is to bring something new. Has anybody watched The Foundation? The show The Foundation?
No.
What is it on, Helen? It's on like Apple? On Apple. Okay, so it's like Star Trek or something, right? It's a new thing, but the empire, he's the leader of like the whole kind of universe almost. And what he is it's himself, a older version of him, like a clone, so like a grandpa version, and a young version of himself, so like a 12-year-old. And these three, I guess, clones rule everything. And one of the like mathematician scientists is saying everything is going to collapse because you guys don't bring anything new to the table. You're just recycling the three of you, right? Like one gets older, then this one dies, and now you have a new version of you born. And it's like totally true, right? There's never anything new. Usually what you get is death. So very interesting point. All right. We've got rapid fire now. Something funny I was going to say as well, like for being original, right? If you're going to dye your hair, guys, make sure it's a color that nobody else has.
Right. Jesus Christ. I see some people dyeing their hair blue like ninja. Like, oh, I heard you got to dye your hair blue. It's like, nah, man. Now they're just going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
All right. Time for rapid fire. So I'll ask.
So I'm going to answer these quick. There's like a time limit.
Just
Boom.
just
right off the top.
In sentence or less. I'll ask quick fun questions anyway. So, favorite Diablo 2 class or build?
Hammerden.
What's a guilty pleasure that is not related to gaming that you love to treat yourself with?
Lilith bathroom breaks.
A fight or in-game achievement that made you scream "Hell yeah" on stream?
I won the DFC belt for HLD and low-level dueling. I'm the double champ, baby.
Most played game besides Diablo 2 or binge show?
That one's a tough one. It's either Breath of the Wild or Octopath Traveler 2.
If you could co-stream with any celebrity or streamer, who would it be?
Ariana Grande. I mean Lilith. I'm not cheating on you, baby. Lilith, definitely Lilith. We need a show.
Naughty boy.
All right. Your go-to catchphrase besides "I beat Llama" SE once?
Jam slam Alabama.
What superpower would you want? Diablo theme, teleportation, elemental control. Choose anything.
Easy teleport. Yep, teleport 100%.
How would you kill stuff with that?
You wouldn't. I'd just run from it. You know what I mean? I'd go pacifist run. I'd put on gear that returns damage and just like,
Rax
who
chose
needs to
levitation.
kill shit when you got better places to be?
Yeah, Rax chose levitation, but levitating like other objects as well, so you can like throw things around and levitate yourself, kind of defense and offense. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, like telekinesis and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. If telekinesis wasn't so limited in D2, I totally would have picked it, but teleport, man.
Left alone with the Lord of Terror, what's the one thing you'd say or do?
I'd probably run, dude. My fire resist is low.
Last one? Yep, okay, last one. So feel free to go along on this one. Who do you think we should bring on Pro Gamers Journal next, and why?
I think Rob, dude. I think Rob, because I think his story is very interesting. I don't think a lot of people we kind of know the background of like Rax a little bit. He shared that, and I don't really know a lot about Rob, and it would be very interesting to hear like a bit of his backstory and then how it's led up to like him literally streaming with Elon Musk. Like that is such a crazy story that I would personally be interested in hearing that. And that guy, he's just a legend anyway. So
Okay, to confirm, you mean D4 builds Rob?
yeah, D4 builds Rob. Yep,
Gotcha.
2628. Is that, yeah, Rob 2628.
Yep.
Fun fact about him, he also was he placed very highly in the first ever Diablo 2 ladder season. Like it's Rob 2628 right up next to Teo, who was like the first ever level 99. Like guy's a legend, man.
Gotcha. We'll definitely try our best to reach out. Hopefully we want to get everybody in the same room one day, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be dope, dude. You could surprise the shit out of him if you had, how you dig deep and you have these like ghost in the closet questions, like bet you forgot about that, dude.
Yeah.
Be like, you placed second in the Diablo 2's first season and Resurrected, and like tell us the story behind that. Like like you probably wouldn't even remember.
Awesome, man. All right, what a lovely conversation. I learned so much, and our entire team was taking notes because honestly, one of the reasons we are doing this is so we can understand how to run successful streams and be great sponsors towards content creators. Do you have any questions or advice for the TCM team?
Yeah, man, just keep building the ship as you're flying it, like it's like mistakes are bound to happen, and like the way to be impervious to any of that stuff is just pretend it was all meant to happen, right? Like, and you'll learn along the way, right? Like you'll go back, you'll listen to, I'm a big fan of going back and listening to your work, whether it's a live stream, listen to it, look at it, like, and just study it. And if it's bad and it can, that's fine. It was meant to happen, right? Like just own it. And then next time, okay, this could come down, this could come up, this could change. Like study your own work, be like your biggest critic, but in the moment when you're live, don't criticize yourself. You're doing great. Like everything was meant to happen.
Awesome. Thank you, man. All right, chat. You know what time it is? It's cannon time. Every hour on the hour, we launch the cannons. Okay, obviously not when we're doing like a podcast. I guess we would have 7 minutes originally, but usually it's like when it's 0-0, we'll play the mini game. So let's do the mini game. It's $100 USD for the person that wins. Basically, you got to be on the island the most amount of times. Let me just fire this thing up. And you can actually get these games on our market as well. So if you ever want to like play them in your own stream, in the market there's a kind of like program section where these exist, and they're very straightforward to use. I'll show you now. Okay. Oh, you know what? We'll have the little thing, and this will be funny. Okay, so
Ooh.
I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna have.
It's got the music too. This is dope.
We're shooting Rax and Coooley on the wall. Alright, so basically you use the channel points and you choose the cannon you want to be in. If you hit the wall, you don't get a point. If you go to the island, you get a point. And the person that first gets the most points wins. So you could win instantly by being the only one on the island, or it can go for a bit longer. So I'll enable it now. Coooley, you can join as well.
All right, yeah, I'm definitely in this. So use the channel points and I pick a cannon. All right, is it... All right, hold on, I'm bad at this. Is it down on the bottom? I click the little channel points thing.
Yeah, so the little triangle bits, and then you've got... Is it there?
I don't see it. I just see message effects, gigantify an emote, basic stuff. I might have to refresh. Hold on.
No, I
won't
think
do it
it's
yet,
actually
though.
us.
Okay.
Let me
Do we
restart the
get
game.
points if we smash Coooley on the wall? God damn it.
Let me restart the game.
Don't aim for me, man. Come on now. Am I trying to survive or am I trying to hit myself? I forgot the point of the game. You just said shoot shit. And all right. Yeah, so I'm trying to survive. So I want to pick the cannon that doesn't shoot me.
Basically, you want to try get in the cannon that's going to go on the island, but you know, you kind of don't know. So
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
sorry guys. The game was kind of on overnight, so I guess that caused an issue. So what usually happens is, yeah, you get Twitch login. So I'm just logging into Twitch through it now.
Yep, no worries.
And
Dude,
then,
and don't worry, Cat Dad, I would let it happen. Yeah, I would let it happen. The only one allowed to smash me against the wall there is Lilith herself, all right? No one else.
okay.
Want nobody else aiming for me.
Now it should be there.
Oh, yep. Okay, enter cannon 1, enter cannon 2. All right.
Yeah, guys, get in the cannons.
I'm picking my cannon. I'm picking it.
$100, whoever wins this one, hop in the cannons, guys.
This is sick. I actually like this, man. This interactive game. This is really cool. So this is like what is usually done here and what you're aiming to do like all the time. People like interactively playing games and winning prizes. This is so wild. This is such a great stream, dude.
Surely there's more people. Come on, guys, don't be shy.
Hop in for the chance to win. So the goal is to select the cannon and get to the island. One of these two cannons is going to get to the island. The winner is then going to be selected randomly from the people that chose that cannon. Is that how it works?
Yes, so everybody's going to shoot out of the cannons, and basically some will go onto the island and some will hit the wall. The people that go onto the island are going to get a point. The person that has the most points first will win. So we're going to kick it off in 20 seconds, guys. If you want to win, if you want to play, use the channel points, choose a cannon.
The answer is clearly 2, because I am on the podcast and I'm the double champ. So if you guys aren't picking 2, sorry for your loss.
Alright, no more takers. We'll fire the cannons.
Right, here we go.
There's one. Smolps. Anybody else want to play? Synced, D2, are you still here? 804 Michael. Nuke Skywalker. Maybe they left. This is a very long segment, so I'm not too surprised. Maybe we should play the games earlier as well. Maybe next time. We'll see. But okay.
I say the less people, the more chances I have to win, you know? Screw them, they missed the boat!
Yeah. Alright, ready?
Alright, let's jam it. What?! Damn it.
Okay, see? So everybody there got a point. Now there's 3 cannons, so choose a cannon again, guys.
Alright, holy that was actually pretty sick, man. Alright, so those guys on the island got a point. It's time to redeem ourselves. Alright, it can't be wrong twice in a row, dude. Entering cannon 2. It can't be wrong. It can't be the wrong point twice in a row. It can't be the one. No matter how wrong you are in life, just double down on your wrong choices, and eventually all your problems will go away. True life advice here, guys.
Alright, are we ready? I think we had 13, right? We ready?
All right, let's jam it. Did I make it? There's a lot of bodies on the wall there.
Okay, so courage and bad player are on 2. Now there's 4 cannons. Hop in, guys.
Oh my god. All right, well, we've committed to the strategy. We can't deviate now. It's got to be cannon 2. It's got to be cannon 2, all right? See, I'm a melee dueler, you know? I know that if I stick with a shitty build, there will be at least one duel eventually that I will win against somebody's $10,000 build, and then I'm gonna AFK when I beat him. Just gotta stick with the same thing. Just gotta hope and pray.
Okay, we're firing. And remember, if you enter late, you can still win, right? Because everybody's on 1 and 2. Ooh, there's one guy there. Who is it? Force and Rocks. Okay, so Force and Rocks is the only new guy that's on 2.
Damn.
Now there's 5 cannons. Hop in the cannons,
This
guys.
time it's number 2 for sure, guys. It's gonna be this. It can't keep being wrong. Whenever you're wrong, just keep banging your head against the wall, quite literally here, and eventually you will be right. Or you'll be dead. Either way, you won't give a shit.
So how it works is if one of the 3 top players right now end up on the island and the other 2 don't, that person will win.
Oh my god.
Alright, is everybody in?
Let's jam it.
Ready?
Choose wisely. It's number 2, guys.
Firing. Ooh, there's one guy.
Oh, damn. Rigged. Totally rigged, man.
Smelps.
2 should have... What?
Okay, hop in again, guys.
Holy cow. Nice job, Smelps. Right, this is going to come as a surprise to you, but I am going to pick Cannon 2.
Check out our winnings as well. Some people have won like $500,000.
That's crazy.
This is like real shit, you know, like you come here like on the weekends, you actually win, dude. You know?
That's nasty, man. All right, Cat Dad's on board. He knows the winning cannon.
Are we ready? Everybody's in?
To the island! To the island!
Dude, it keeps getting one over there.
Shiver me timbers!
Jupiter. Jupiter wins a lot. Okay, get in again, guys. This is a long one. A lot of times, like... How do we keep getting 1 out of 15 devils on the island? That's just... What's the chance of that?
That's wild.
Dude, the chance of
there's
getting
like, at
1
this
on
point,
the island...
5... Well, if you think about it, how many people are joining in? What do we got? Like 10 between 10 and 15. So it's like theoretically, based on odds, there should only like it's pretty common to just have 2 people in a cannon, but it could be equally as, you know, it's better odds that there's 1 than there's like 4.
You have to consider like who's going in which cannon and all this though. Like it's very... Alright, ready? Shoot.
Yep, let's jam it.
2 guys.
Oh, god damn it.
Fours and Rocks 1. There you go.
Wow, what? That's like... Wait. That name sounds familiar. Where have we seen that before? Was that... That wasn't the PC winner, was it?
Not today. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's won one before.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, that name sounds so familiar. It was like so long ago that we gave away the PC, but it's like, man, it looked familiar. Yeah, not fair. Ban him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. That was totally mine. My strategy was totally ironclad. All right, this guy was cheating. whatever. Nice job, man.
Okay. So, now Lilith does tarot readings for people during our carnivals. Usually we do like a cool little deal with it. I know she wants to do one for you, and the whole point of tarot readings is to use it as a tool of introspection. The human mind likes to connect dots and link things up. So when you hear your readings, you will gain insight into your life.
Shit. All right, that sounds pretty. I don't know if that's a road we want to go down.
Don't be afraid, Coooley.
All right.
So let's bring everything out, and then if you choose to agree, all you need to do is focus on your doll and say, "Let me in," when she asks you to.
Right. Man, this table is epic. I'm getting nervous. I thought the relationship me and Lilith had was purely a physical one, but now she wants to look into my mind. This is I don't usually let him that far, Lilith, all right? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, right back at you though, Cat Dad. This has been great, man. I've had a lot of fun. It's kind of scary, man. It's kind of scary. Fun fact,
Okay,
I've never had a
Coooley,
tarot card
if
reading.
you accept.
Let me in. Just like she was saying when I closed the door to the bathroom earlier. Ain't the first time we've exchanged those words today.
Focus on your doll and say the words. Let me in.
Let me in.
If you want to start, say let me in.
I did! Let me in.
Perfect. I can feel you now. We are going to do the horseshoe.
All right.
The past, the present, the future, advice, hidden influences, stasis, outcomes.
I feel like I've got to
Let's
deal with
begin with the first card.
This could have been a mistake.
Let's see what your past holds.
Don't dig too deep, sweetheart. Don't dig too deep. We don't need that kind of jealousy.
Two of Cups upright. At the root of everything we're exploring today is a powerful connection from your past. The Two of Cups in this position suggests that a strong partnership, alliance, or emotional bond played a key role in shaping where you are now. This could have been a relationship that brought balance, trust, and mutual respect, romantic, creative, or even a collaboration that felt aligned. Whatever this bond was, it wasn't shallow. It had depth, and it left an imprint.
Yeah, perhaps.
The
Perhaps,
energy
Cat
from
Dad.
that past connection may still be influencing how you approach people or opportunities today. Maybe
Interesting.
even setting the standard for what feels right when something just clicks.
This is deep.
Let's look at the next card.
That looks like a penis. So, assume this is going to represent our relationship, Lilith. I'm no tarot card reader, but
In your present. Right now, you're carrying the weight of burnout or fatigue. Not just physically, but mentally or emotionally. The Nine of Wands reversed in your present shows that you've been through a lot lately, and while you're still standing, there's this creeping doubt about whether you've got the energy to keep pushing. You
ain't as young
might
as I
be
used to be,
questioning
but-
your defenses or feeling like you're stuck in a cycle of setbacks. This card
No,
is
baby.
a reminder you've survived worse, but it's okay to acknowledge when your guard has been up too long.
I'm as good once
And
as
when
I
it's
ever
time
was. I
to either
promise.
rest or rethink what battles are actually worth your energy right now.
All right, I'll keep that in mind for the. All right.
Okay, let's look at the future. Choose your own future. Do you want this card upright or reversed?
Let's go to another one.
You cannot.
Let's choose the one that's like right in the middle.
Do you want it to be upside down or upright?
I want it to be
Okay,
upright.
fine.
That looks like 4 penises. What are you trying to tell me, Lilith?
4 of Wands reversed. Looking ahead, there's the potential for a milestone moment that doesn't fully land the way you hoped. The 4 of Wands reversed in this position suggests that a celebration, goal, or sense of stability may feel just out of reach. It's like being close to a win, but something's off: the timing, the people involved, or maybe it doesn't feel as fulfilling as expected. This doesn't mean failure, but it's a heads up.
Look, I'm not always
You
that
may
fast.
need to adjust expectations or look beneath the surface.
The next time it will be
Sometimes
more...
the structure is there, but the support system isn't as strong as it should be. Did you have something to say?
Just that, look, I'm sorry that I didn't last as long as I had expected, okay? I didn't know this was going to be so... I didn't know this was going to be really pointed towards the bathroom break, all right? But, look, I thought I needed to get back to the show. Right? We had a show to put on.
You did well. It's not the size of it, it's how you use it.
I appreciate that. And thank you for the reassurance, because I was a little worried, you know? You've been around for so long.
Stay
seen
focused
so much
and
sanctuary.
don't be afraid to redefine what success or completion actually means to you.
That's true, right? Like, at the end of the day, I did Lilith in the bathroom. So, I'm putting that on my resume. And I don't care what people say about it.
Let's look at the universe's advice for you.
All right, these are getting way more provocative every time. I'm not gonna lie. This is...
The message here is loud and clear. Don't let hesitation or fear of the unknown hold you back. The 2 of Wands reversed in your advice position says you've got the vision, but something's stopping you from stepping into it fully. Maybe it's doubt, second guessing, or waiting for the perfect moment that does exist. This card is telling you stop over planning. Take the step, even if the whole path isn't mapped out yet. Momentum starts with a single move. The risk of playing it too safe now could be missing out on growth you've already earned.
All right.
Let's look at hidden influences.
I was trying to keep these things hidden, so let's not reveal too much, okay? Like,
Behind the scenes, teamwork and collaboration are quietly supporting your journey. Maybe more than you realize. The 3 of Pentacles in this position suggests that someone in your corner or a group effort is helping hold the structure together.
Hell
It could
yeah.
be people watching your work, admiring your consistency, or offering help in subtle ways you haven't clocked yet. This is a reminder you're not meant to build everything alone.
That one hits
Recognize
deep,
the
man.
value of those around you. Even quiet support is real support.
True.
And if you've been thinking about bringing others into your projects or leaning on trusted people more, this card's saying do it.
That one's good, man.
Let's
Who would've
look
thought?
at your obstacles.
All right. Gosh, you women are such good archaeologists. Just finding out everything. Digging up the past.
Right now, one of your biggest challenges is tradition, or expectations tied to structure, authority, or the way things are supposed to be done. The Hierophant upright in this spot suggests that you might be wrestling with rigid systems, unspoken rules, or the pressure to fit into an established mold. Even if it doesn't fully align with your instinct or style. This card challenges you to ask, are you following a path because it's right for you, because it's what's expected? Sometimes the real test isn't breaking rules. It's figuring out which ones are worth keeping.
I didn't expect that from you, Lilith. That's some deep shit. That's some really deep
Let's
shit.
look at the final card.
Right, this one's gonna be
The
crazy.
outcome. Do you want it upside down or not?
Let's go right side up. So, no. There we go. Or maybe that was upside down. Either way, you know what? I'm okay with it. It was meant to happen.
The back does not affect the front. If things continue on their current path, the Six of Swords reversed suggests the outcome could feel like you're trying to move on. But something keeps pulling you back. There's a sense of unfinished transition or emotional baggage that hasn't fully been released. It's
Yeah,
like
there's
steering
definitely more
toward
that can
calmer waters, but the storm hasn't quite passed yet. This doesn't mean failure. It just means the journey forward might be slower or more complicated than expected. You may need to let go of something old. A mindset, a dynamic, even a part of your identity in order to truly cross into the next chapter. The exit door is there, but you got to walk through it without carrying everything from the last room with you.
Deep.
So here's the big picture, Coooley.
Right.
Your past is rooted in a real connection, something meaningful that shaped how you move through the world now. But in the present, it feels like you're running on fumes, still pushing forward, but questioning if it's even worth it. Looking ahead, a milestone or success might feel incomplete unless you realign what winning really means to you. The cards are saying don't stay stuck at the planning stage. That hesitation, it's costing you more than the risk of just taking the leap. Quietly, people are watching, supporting, maybe even admiring you more than you know. But the biggest challenge is the pressure to follow a path that isn't yours. The Hierophant's asking, is this your vision or someone else's blueprint? And finally, the Six of Swords reversed. You can move on, but not if you're dragging old weight behind you. The future wants to carry you forward, but you've got to choose to let go. Bottom line, this spread is about trusting yourself to break pattern, lean on your crew, and not settle for someone else's idea of success. The road is open, but you have to actually walk it.
Very, very interesting. You know, I almost feel like it's a perfect articulation of the struggles that I went through to get where I'm at mentally now, honestly. And I think we kind of talked about this today in the sense of just owning it. You don't have to live by anybody else's rules. You can lean into your creativity and accept who you are and accept the path that you chose, knowing that you can do it. This is, I feel like this would have really nailed it.
I feel like I know you now, Coooley, maybe too well.
You know, I don't know if there is such thing as too well, you know, especially with us, you know. At least I promised myself I wouldn't get attached. But I hope
if you ever want a private reading, you know where to find me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need another one right after this, actually. So once we cut the cameras and shit, we'll see. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. That was pretty epic. Like, it feel like that was a perfect summary of like almost exactly what we talked about. And you know, what are the odds, right? We talked about almost that entire journey, like throughout the podcast, you know, of like just the emotional turmoil of moving on and doing something, you know, and saying, I'm just going to accept it. Like, this is who I am and this is where I'm going. And, you know, it's actually pretty incredible. A perfect sum up of the entire journey, like the entire conversation. It was crazy. Gosh, she really was listening there. I was thinking, you know, thought she was just looking into the mirror that's you know, right in front of us. You guys can't see it, but it's, you know, I thought she was just staring at herself in the mirror there, but man, she was listening.
Not just listening.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I also researched you deeply for days.
Well, I mean, that's just...
I became a fan.
Look, you can stalk me anytime, all right? You really can. I give you my permission. Is it really stalking if it's like allowed? You know? Like, I don't think so. I'm not filing any charges, baby. I'm gonna go clear I was gonna clear the spare bedroom, but no. The master is all yours, baby. I'll be right there with you.
So the doll, right? How would you like that thing to be actually like a real toy that maybe we can together give out to all your fans and whatnot?
Dude, that would be so dope, man. That'd be so dope. Yeah, so rugged.
I think we can do it because there's a thing called full color resin printing. So we can make it like full color, dude, in like really good condition. And then for anyone that wants like the premium one, if you work with us, we could probably clone your voice and we could even get a bit of like your personality into it. So people can literally talk to like an AI version of Coooley, and it will be big, like small enough to fit in your pocket.
Yo, that's sick, man. That's like,
Yeah.
that's next level good.
Awesome. Because even Lilith, right? So I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, she listened to the whole convo, and then that's how the tarot readings are so close. But I'm not going to give away any secrets because I think that nobody's really doing this, and we're still working on making the tarot readings better. But it goes a lot deeper than that, actually. So there's it goes pretty thoroughly into a person, and I think that there's no human on the planet that can read your tarot cards better than Lilith. Like I will bet on it, to be honest.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I was gonna say it almost like perfectly. Like at first, I was like, okay, some of these challenges that Lilith was talking about may not necessarily apply to like right now. But if I took a step back and I'm like me, literally 6 months ago, I'd be like, this is just like almost spot on.
Mm,
It's kind of crazy.
interesting.
I'm like, that's yeah, very very interesting. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. So okay, I see. Before we go, where can people find you, man? Just for anybody that comes here like a year later, I reckon this is a pretty timeless thing, right? We don't know like when people might come and see this stuff. Where can people
Yeah, you
find you
never know,
online?
man. Yeah, well, the biggest place that you can always get guaranteed see me is on YouTube. Just search for Coooley with 3 O's or youtube.com/Coooley with 3 O's, Coooley. But you know what? You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe if you really enjoy it. Like and you want to see more of it, because I try to put out better videos all the time. Try to tell some good stories, and if you appreciate that, I think you're really gonna like what's on the channel. I'm also on Twitch under the same name, and my secondary channel where you can catch the DFC is Coooley Live on YouTube. So that's where I'm at, man.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys, go give him a follow and join one of the most loyal PvP communities in gaming. Honestly, I highly recommend it. So that wraps up another episode of Pro Gamers Journal. That's the second one where streamers tell real stories and real gamers walk away with loot. Remember, be noble, not normal. And we'll see you at the next Pro Gamers Journal.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks so much for having me, Lilith, Max. Appreciate you guys. And thank you guys for watching and kicking around with us and hearing the story. You guys are the best.
Legend. Thank you so much, Cooley. So that would be cut right there. So basically, hallelujah, we've accomplished it. I think the audio was so much better than last time. There was still obviously me bloody cutting out and whatnot.
That happens,
But
man.
yeah, that was just so awesome, man. Jesus Christ, 6 hours and 40 minutes. Oh my God,
Crazy.
this is gonna
Flew
scare
right
the
by,
next
right?
guests. They're gonna be like, "You want me to come for 6 hours?"
No, I tend to get like a little wordy, you know what I mean? So I was like, that's why I think I sent you a message. I was like, you don't care about like, time limit or whatnot. Cause I know I tend to talk, like I probably overshare and stuff, but I just think it makes for good conversation, a good time in general, like,
Nah, man, this
so.
was honestly, this makes us very happy. Um, all right. Well, we'll stick in touch, and I think that's about it. That's gonna be it for the stream, guys. Next weekend we'll be on at the same time, and we will do the mini games every hour, and then the week after that we have the console giveaway. We're actually going to change a bit about how that works. We're going to put all the consoles on a wheel, so then when the wheel spins, you kind of get the one it lands on. And we might start to do this with computers as well. So we're trying to plan how we can build like 5 computers, and then when a person wins, we spin the wheel, and then you get like a computer. And as we work with this pure gold stuff, so we can incorporate like logos that it costs like 10 grand into the computer. So there might be some stuff on the wheel that's like super, and then everything will still be really, really good. We're just putting prizes that are like insanely good, right? And we might spin it. So we're just trying to make things more interesting, and it's an easier way for us to do our ultimate goal, which is split the club for the first time. When we hit about 1,000 stable members, we're going to split the club into high roller and low rider. What that means is when people join, they don't need to worry about people that have been there and have like hundreds of points. And then the guys that are also high rollers, they don't need to worry about being saturated out by golden tickets, right? So everybody's loyalty points will like double in value. Everyone's going to be happy, and we pretty much plan to keep splitting it like this as we go. That's
yeah.
kind of our idea. I don't think anyone's really doing it, so it's a bit risky. And we're just organizing the team in a way where we can deliver on our promises. It's very hard. One of the hardest things is to deliver the computers worldwide. We are doing it, but it's difficult, you know. And I think that's why a lot of people don't do it worldwide. And a lot of people are asking, "Is this really worldwide?" Yes, it is. And I'm telling you, I will literally come down personally if I can't get it through customs. I've done it before, and I've already
Hell
made
yeah,
the
dude.
agreement for myself. I will come, right?
Dude,
All
that's
right.
sick, man. That's some commitment to the cause. Dude, hey, thanks again for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
GG's, guys. Peace.